Welcome, everybody, to yet another episode of Cookin on the Rim. My name is Quish, and this is a show where we play a game called Rimworld. Everybody had a great holiday today. It was 3/16. I hope everybody left beer out for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Durburger and Tom Zach, what's up, guys? Speaking of 3/16, for legal reasons, this is a Diet Coke. Rimworld Harold, what's up, man? All right, I think we have a colony in progress. Water Barons. Before the stream today, my wife stopped me and she asked me if this was going to be a new colony, and I told her no, we had one going, but there was like a 50-50 shot for her to be right. Rimworld Harold has acquired ice cream. Delicious. Why do we have no storage? Oh, because we've filled all of our storage space. That would be why. Don't even remember why we have gold. Look at all these ducks. Digiman is still having a bad time. Pigging out. He wants an impressive bedroom. Gotcha. Don't we all? Don't we all? It's definitely not a little messy in here. So we even accidentally destroyed a door, didn't we? Go. The dark focus. Well, you know, doors gonna be doors, right? Oh no, the plague. Well, that's not a good start. All right, this room is probably the cleanest. Who was the courtesy flush? Welcome in, friends. Speaking of plagues. Digiman and NC Silicon Souls. Let's get them. Then Alzakar is Doctrine. %130% quality. Hopefully that means he's gonna survive. How was the courtesy flush today? An iguana, huh? Like it might have to be owls. All right. She didn't kill anybody. They were already dead. I don't know if that defense will hold up in court, but I'm not your lawyer. Oh no! Alzakar's little toe got bitten off. Not his beans. Eats those. Alright, one thing that we can definitely do now is deconstruct this guy. On some cargo pods that landed right inside of our base. Cool. Very nice. No, you could just wear that duster. Look. God gifted him with 10 toes. He's got plenty of extras. Alright, put the cowboy hat on. Take this weird mask off. There you go. Now you look like a real person. It's probably a lot more comfortable in the bad weather. We have a lot of agave, which, if I had the technology, I would 100% turn into tequila. Alright, how are these guys doing? Looks like they're gonna knock this plague out very quickly. Researching geothermal. Yeah, we have a whole crapload of geothermal vents. Like the turd boiler room is, for the most part, not even necessary with this much geothermal. But oh hey, look at all these bodies. Aw, Shadow Minx is just taking care of business. Job, buddy. All right, plague has been knocked, which means we can Go back to having regular beds. Clap is on a 140 stream streak. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap. Alright, so this room is ready for a couple of lights. And we'll put in some nice cheap concrete. They ate your steak. I know that says streak, I'm just saying. I'd be way more upset if they ate my steak. An iguana has become self-tamed. Well then. Welcome to the colony, Mr. Iguana. Let's get you a real name. For that we need the Wheel of Names. Most electrifying move in sports entertainment. Might beat a man for eating your steak. That sounds fair. I don't think a court of law would have convicted you for anything there. Sura then the lizard. And can we even train them to do anything? No. No, they are just a lizard. Just a pet lizard. Oh man, they destroyed the end tables in this room too. And it looks like we don't have ceiling fan in this room either. Oh, the wheel is still up there. Also, apparently there's more than one instance of your name. There we go. There we go. What can we build shelves out of? Got lots of granite, lots of slate. Let's do slate. Be not afraid of the biblically accurate wheel of names. You know what? I think let's get a couple guys focusing on construction here. Pretty soon we'll want to switch out these walls. We'll probably want to build like a walk-in cooler for extra storage. So maybe I'll build that like right here. Lizard. See how the old ducks are doing. I think it was a Durburger last week. Let me know that ducks will eat dandelions, which is pretty sweet. Holy cow, we have a lot of eggs. Settings. Nothing rotten, no foods, no corpses except for apparently robot corpses don't count. No waste, no chem fuel. Delete this. You know, let's get Penreloki focusing on cleaning for. Oh, we need more steel. Steel right here. So we'll get Silicon Soul working on that. Becca copy. It is our genuine pleasure. I wouldn't normally speak for anyone else in the Legion, but in this case, I will. It has been our genuine pleasure to make sure everybody who watches us is fully entertained by our absolute stupidity. We are running low on wood. Pack of man-hunting iguanas. Looks like they're probably going to attack these visitors. Looks like they're just fine. Good job, fellas. All right, now we got some floors in. Let's go ahead and get all of... That's annoying. Go. Sorry, I'm not super talkative today. Just kind of in the zone, just vibing. Some good music to chill to as well. These things. You know, I've never messed around with this before. We got all this fancy super fertile soil. Okay. Digiman is probably our best, like, plants guy. Yeah. Okay. We have some dusty refugees. Sure. Hopefully they don't try to betray us. What are these people about? They're nudists. Okay. All right. Well, Mills. We'll let you do some plant work. Vance. Let's get at crafting. And this person is also good at plants. Welcome to the colony for a little while. Mecha Compy, I am playing with a few mods. Mostly like quality of life stuff. I'm doing Dub's Bad Hygiene, which is probably the most complicated mod I use. Okay, what are these things? Carriers. Carry stuff around. Takes damage. Deals damage. Oh. All right. Rimworld's an awesome game. I'm a big fan. All right. We got a tailoring bench. We do not really have any other benches except for like art, which I'm not too worried about. Could put in a smelter. For smelting. And we need to start thinking about building a real bathroom. Could do a bathroom like up here, and then put like a utility room behind it. Are we out of slate already? Yeah, we are out of slate. Cancel. Do granite is what we have the most of right now. Be the toughest bathroom in the rim. Okay, and ceiling fan in here. We want, didn't we have uranium somewhere? Didn't we have uranium? Sure do. It's like right up here. Nice. And in the meantime, we need well, can go here. Pump right next to it. A couple of hot water tanks. And we need a electric boiler. And we'll put some water towers out here. What is this about a nudist? Oh, we got some nudists in the colony. This one's unhygienic and doesn't like clothes. I feel like I had a roommate like that at one point. All right, it is time for uranium toilets. And a uranium shower. Oh, a raid of Yiddikin. Just those three? It's just those three. Well, now that we actually have secure area. Oh, yeah. Now that we have a secure area, let's actually create a zone. I don't have to be too finicky about that. What's up, Zenith? Breeze is fine in a pinch. Okay, well, that looks like that's handled. Security system still getting the job done. An inspired taming. What kind of animals do we have in the wild here? There's a vulture. There's another iguana. They would both be male. What's up, cast? Those things are doing good. We also need some uranium sinks. Yeah, Hals, let's get you doing the ceiling fan first. That'll make doing everything else much easier because there's light. Do stall doors. It doesn't not add your radiation to things. You know, just don't worry too much about it. Not calling this start randomly getting carcinoma. We'll just don't blame me, all right? All right. No, we're not out of steel. We just haven't finished bringing it in yet. Do a wall lamp. Then we also need we'll do granite plumbing just because. That's right. Uranium pipes keeps the water from freezing in the winter. Digiman is on a daze because for some reason he ate raw food. I do have a doggo. I have a doggo and I have a lizard. We also have a whole crap load of ducks. And potentially a dryad of some type. Also a goat. Forgot about we had a sheep rather. You can absolutely weaponize ducks. Yeah, they are kind of running through them. We'll get to Kramer here in just a second. All right, a wanderer has joined. A child named Kramer has arrived. Apparently he enjoys mining. Kramer, welcome in. Yeah, Kramer is a child. and not a very good one, but it will allow you to be in the colony regardless. By that, I mean you can't just be Kramer. You can't just be Kramer. Gotta have a real name. You can't be Jerry Seinfeld's neighbor. Brass Cog. Welcome to the colony. I like how he immediately put on that fucking terrifying mask. Okay, why is this not... We over our grid? We are over our grid. How is that even possible? This thing uses a lot of power, so that's probably part of it. Look, it's less like laws and more like suggestions. Absolutely not. Jeez. All right, water is starting to flow. I have no sewage capacity, however. So that means I need to stop geothermal for a hot minute and do septic tanks. Let's get Hal's focusing on research again. You should be able to crank through that pretty quickly. And let's put some nice floors in while we're here. Do we send in rejects to the human glue farm? Legally, no. I would never do such a thing legally. Brasscog is a real colonist. Let's put him over here. Oh, you know, that's a good point, Durburger. He does have a double passion in construction, so he's got a lot of room to grow. We'll continue to use this little outhouse for a little while until we get the research done. Let's get some of these marble blocks hauled over. You need some more marble. All right, there's septic tanks. Now we can go back to geothermal. And we can build a septic tank here. Go ahead and smooth these surfaces. Go. I'm really hoping that Digiman doesn't like go completely insane working with this garland tree. They're a mad iguana. Oh, hey, Brasscog. Time to learn a useful skill, namely murder. Good job. Now, are you dying? Nah, you'll be fine. And a vulture is self-tamed. Well then, Mr. Vulture. Let's go ahead and get you a name as well. Oh, it can't be Fredo. It's got to be Zax. Except, we'll go ahead and teach you how to do stuff. All hail the wheel. That's right, Zax. Right now, what we can do. Let's something like that, and we'll do corn. And for the septic tank, we do want to drain. And we will drain at 20. We have a lot of chem fuel now, though. Well, Zax, I think one of the few things that we have handled in this particular colony is food. I think you're going to be all right. You're probably not the first bird we're going to eat. We've got just a couple of ducks. Just a couple. Nice uranium bathroom here. You can. In fact, I believe that we are. Yeah, we're training him to guard and attack. We have geothermal. Go ahead and start getting down some of these production skills. And let's put a geothermal there. We'll need some more components. Game spawned you in the center of a mountain. That's kind of cool. It's always fun to do like a base. It's got a lot of natural defenses. Like in some ways it feels like, I wouldn't say cheating per se, but it does feel like you're setting yourself up with an advantage. But this is Rimworld we're talking about. Like there is no advantage too great in Rimworld. All right, got corn in the ground. Oh, look at all the animals. This is turning into a real ranch of a colony, isn't it? We're breeding ducks. Got some pets. Plenty of crops to grow. Hungry pen animals. There's plenty of flowers to eat, my ducks. Oh, we could use some artillery. You're not wrong. Night owl, you know, like, I don't have any causation to match up to your correlation. Actually, Mercury, that's not wrong at all. We do need some artillery, and we are going to be working towards that. Because we have a pretty big space here, and we're currently very well protected with this kind of security, but we're going to get to the point very quickly where our wealth is going to start drawing sieges, and we're going to need our own artillery for that. I should start building walkways and stuff, though. Let's go ahead and build a walk-in freezer first. Yeah, granite's fine. The battery became twice as thick as it should have been. That's in the neighborhood of dangerous. Yeah. Brass cog on a little bit of a daze. Oh man, we didn't ask you to join the colony. You were just like, hey, can I join? I'm like, yeah, sure, if you want to. Gonna come in and start complaining about the decorations. Absolutely not. No, thank you. I remember one time I was sitting at a bar and I was smoking a cigar. This is one of the few bars in town where you could smoke at. And some guy came up to me, some young kid, some college student probably, came up to me and asked me what my favorite cigar was. And I didn't really have an answer because I don't have a lot of brand loyalty when it comes to cigars. But at the time, I was really enjoying La Flor Dominicas because they're just really consistent. And he turned around and he was all like, aren't those kind of shit? Like, my dude, I didn't invite you to have a conversation with me. You just saw that I was smoking a cigar and decided to ask me for my opinion on them. If you don't like my opinion, then you're gonna hate this next one. I told him to go play in traffic. Like, why are you gonna ask somebody for their opinion and then be a punk about it? All right, we'll put a cooler here. Got power running to it, that's fine. And we'll put, what do we got? I want to use my marble. Let's go ahead and just use steel. Tell you what, Vance is having no problem here. That's a man who enjoys his job. Yeah, isn't that kind of messed up? I told him to go find somebody else to talk to. And we'll put discrete in here. And we need to clear all, just have food. We're going to call this normal. Also put animal corpses in here. No, we don't. We'll just have this be auxiliary food. Yeah. Oh, we need to make sure we do not put fertilized eggs in. And we need a light. Night Owl, if you're looking for some place that'll take it, I don't know where you're located, but I know Interstate Batteries is a national chain in the United States, and they will take laptop batteries that need recycling. If your local like landfill won't do it. All right, got big old thick walls here. Nice refrigeration section. Oh, you're in the city? Gotcha. Yeah, if you can find an Interstate Battery, they'll take it, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Mad Docs, they got rid of Interstate where you're at? Yeah, fortunately, they still have one nearby. All right, let's go ahead and marble up these walls. Apparently I missed a paved tile there and there. Rimworld is probably one of my all-time favorite games, Mad Ducks. I do recommend it. It's the kind of game that you could just like mindlessly devote like excess time to, which is pretty mostly what I do with video games anymore. Like I don't really like intentionally play video games. It's more like I need to like dump my brain for a few minutes. Which is what I do every Monday at 8 p.m. is dump my brain. Oh, no. That's going to involve dropping the roof, isn't it? Okay, that's working. I was a little worried that like it was just going to drop roofs in on people. I got some heat stroke. Well, you know, if you wore clothes. Oh no, 1,000 ducks have caught the flu. Well. It's gonna throw a tantrum because it's dark. Do I legitimately have enough beds for everybody? I kind of do. All right, machining, gunsmithing. We don't have uranium jail. We do have uranium bathrooms, though. You know, just a little solar flare. axe. Tracking turds in. Oh, that's why that's happening. Okay, what's this stuff? A lot of slate. All right, we'll do slate flagstone. Yeah. Yeah, now we're starting to crack through some research. Flowers seem to be keeping up. A handful of ducks have expired, probably due to slaughter. Yeah, we're making lots of duck meat. Royal Tribute Collector. Well, the only thing I have to give them is gold, and I'm not giving them my gold. Silicon Soul, why are you working on crafts? I think if you're not constructing things, we should have you mining. That'll probably be a pretty depressing place to do mining, but you know, gotta be done. Vance is just working in a sandstorm. 0 F's given. Well, be sure to give him a hearty boof back from me. My wife has some of her work friends hanging out in the kitchen with her, and our cats typically do not like anyone. Oh, just producing wood, cool. Our cats just straight up don't like anybody, and they just like hiss at anyone that's not me and my wife. Oh man, look at all the sand. They buried my freaking walkways. All right. Let's go ahead and get these guys clearing the walkways. Apparently, 1,000 ducks have also gotten the plague. Is there like a special command? Like shoveling snow? Snow and sand removal. And a bunch of ducks have died. Oh, the sandstorm destroyed all of the food that we grew for them. Huh. Okay. All right, so the animals are hungry. Let's do a stockpile zone here-ish. Clear all. Rice. Critical. All right, the refugees are leaving. Okay. Quest completed. That's important. We will make this also important. They won't move it. Oh, yeah. The sandstorm basically buried all of the dandelions that I grew. I think if I just clean here, the dandelions will be still there. Yeah, so they just need to, we just need to prioritize cleaning for a little bit. And a whole bunch of ducklings died of the plague. All right, now they're going and clearing stuff out. There we go. Look at all this food that's available. There we go. All right. Brascog, what do we actually have you doing again? Construction. Okay. You know, let's get oh, gotta have a schedule for you. Brascog became an adult instantaneously. He's now old enough to do real stuff. We could make him beautiful and kind. That means everybody will like him. Great memory is also a decent one. Let's just make it so everybody likes Brascog. Oh, I can only pick one. Yeah, let's just give him kind. Probably ought to make some real clothes for you then, huh? Yeah, I'll make you a t-shirt and some pants. Yeah. Dryads are a couple days away. 3.4 days away, in fact. They are just randomly producing wood, though, which is pretty sweet. You know, originally I think we were gonna be like water barons was the idea. And we just ended up finding this map, which ended up being really cool. We're just pretty mostly just building a colony. No real theme this time. The pest packers. Carrying via drop pods. All right, Brascog. And a hat. There you go. We are going to need a larger storage area. I tell you what, it was really difficult trying to figure out like how to build a bridge here so the ducks have this like pond to hang out in, which doesn't mean anything, but it's fun. All right, so this dude, Burpock, would be pretty cool if he wasn't a waster. Jogger, handful of decent skills. Got some go juice though. Met cluster with a sun blocker. Shoot. So fortunately, I think that these are those situations where like you can always come in from an angle and destroy things and run away before they find out what's up. I mean, I could grow some psychoid, and I do plan on growing psychoid. But as we just realized, we currently don't have any sunlight, and we do need that. All right, Brasscog is beaten up pretty bad. Alzacar also beaten up pretty bad. And unfortunately, none of our colonists are really good at fighting. And none of our colonists are what I would consider expendable. Unfortunately, the colonist that we're most likely to send is probably going to be Brasscog. Cookie Mama, like, that's the kind of thing that you say to somebody if you want them to have a panic attack. You're like, you and I need to have a talk later. It's definitely not bad, Lord Grimace. All right, Brasscog is beat up, but not dying. Let's get you some Molotov cocktails. Actually, no, what? No, let's give you, yeah, let's give you this mace. And let's get you to, can you just pick up this go juice? Can I not get you to just carry the go juice? All right, Brasscog, we have a mission for you. We're gonna give you this go juice in case you gotta like go fast. And I tell you what, can we No. Fortunately, the U does not carry goods. All right, Brass Cog is off on an away mission. Just ignore the giant pile of dead bodies. Why are you walking all the way down here? Oh man, I forgot we got polluted tiles. It's close. That's kind of cool. Like they just make wood, which is pretty handy in. Oh yeah, just a little guy. Just a little guy doing his thing. Oh, there's an eclipse on top of it. Awesome. All right, Brass Cog. Where is this thing? Yeah, so if we like if we just like go super wide. Menagerie keeper named Yadoka. They are a baseliner, good with animals, good with medicine, intellectual, beautiful. Perfect. Is she gonna die before he gets there? She is probably. All right, sunblocker's destroyed. Not bad. Not bad. How's the car? In a bad mood, but otherwise fine. She is gonna live. So Parallax, I think that especially with the newer version of Dwarf Fortress that has like an actual interface, the difference between Rimworld and Dwarf Fortress are like they live in the same universe as far as like styles of games, but I know that Dwarf Fortress is a little bit more granular. Like things that you do early on can like make changes that happen like much later on in the life cycle of a game. I do not have a lot of familiarity with Dwarf Fortress outside of when it first became kind of popular. I was playing it a little bit to try to learn it, but I never got good at it. I never really understood it. Like it's a very, very difficult game to learn. I think that the newer version helps a little bit, and the fact that there's more like resources that kind of explain how things work is kind of nice, but it's got a pretty steep learning curve if you're not familiar with the game. All right, Brass Cog is back. Mission successful. I wouldn't say likely, Parallax. The handful of times I've tried to play it, I've got kind of an understanding of what you're supposed to be doing, but like I'm not like a it's not a game that like I feel like I understand well enough to play. I feel like it would be one of those games that I'd play it and you guys could watch how bad I am at it. Like, not saying that like I'm good at Rimworld or anything like that, but I feel like at least if I'm playing Rimworld, like I'm somewhat doing the intelligent thing. Let's see. A 9-year-old child is calling from nearby. She's hiding from enemies. She wants to hang out here. There's a smoke spewer machine belching smoke over the whole region. Jesus, no thank you. Yeah, it's to give you an idea, an understanding of Dwarf Fortress, like most commercial video games are made with like an intent that they're going to be specifically playable to an audience because you want the audience to want to play it. Dwarf Fortress, on the other hand, was designed by a guy who just wanted to make a game for himself and wasn't super concerned with if people played it. And there's actually some magic to that, like having a game where like you're not worried about pleasing an audience lets you create something that's very niche and very like attractive to a very particular person. I actually kind of miss that in video games. Actually, I had a pretty good conversation with Tex, the one and only time I really got to sit down and talk with him in person about the difference between Rimworld and Dwarf Fortress. You know what? We'll do Psychoid Brewing. I think that Rimworld is definitely the type of game that lends itself better to mods. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of Dwarf Fortress mods too, but like Rimworld is particularly a game that can be made very, very different based on what mods you have installed. All right, we've almost got the walkway around the base up and running. I think what we can do is do a grow zone. And we are going to grow Psychoid. And then Spookleaf. And you know what else we can do? Don't need a lot of it. Let's do some Tinctoria. And then we can give people clothes that's like their favorite color, which gives you like a small mood boost. All right, catching back up on chat here. Game like Oxygen Not Included fall. So Oxygen Not Included is a game I haven't played before. So I don't have a lot of I don't have a good opinion on it. But I'm happy to hear what you have to say about it. Basara, I have no idea. No idea. I played a little bit of Ultima Online. I did not have the internet for a lot of my teenage years. What happened? People fighting already? That would be fun, Troa. That would be fun. Especially with Hasfe, because her schedule is so opposite of mine. I actually rarely get a chance to talk to Hasfe because she's literally awake the opposite of when I'm awake. But I actually mentioned that to Tex that, you know, if he wanted to do something with Rimworld, I'd be down for that. I think he's got other things taking priority there right now. Oh, it's the Rimworld song. We're ending the stream on the best song on the soundtrack. Parallax, the DLCs, so there's a handful of them. Royalty, Ideology, Biotech, Anomaly, and then the new one, which is the exploration one. I forget the name of it. I would say that none of them are necessary. Odyssey, thank you. I would say that none of them are necessary, although I think the game is probably a little bit more fun if you at least have Royalty and Ideology. But I don't think any of them are necessary. Yeah, Odyssey and Anomaly. I'll agree with Durburger 100%. Odyssey and Anomaly are the two that really take the game in a different direction. Anomaly is awesome if you want to play a horror themed game. Yeah, Biotech. Actually, you know what? Biotech might actually be my favorite. I think I've probably done the most fun stuff with Biotech. Okay, well, got a little bit further. Ducks are rebounding, it looks like. Got some dryads that are making wood. It's pretty sweet. Got a power situation squared up. We got our security system squared up. Up to 5 colonists. We got plenty of stuff growing. Nice. Very nice. Parallax, yeah, I'll agree with Thunderclap there. You don't typically see Rimworld on sale, but Rimworld is the kind of game that if you really invest a lot of time into it, you're going to get your money's worth. But yeah, I think that's a great place for us to stop. We got about 5 minutes left in the hour. I think Warlax is doing something next, so stick around for them. My name is Quish. I stream Rimworld every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back next Monday for some more Cooking on the Rim. Don't forget to leave beer out for Stone Cold Steve Austin on 316 Day. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you with a word from our sponsor, and you guys have a good one.
Hey there, folks. It's me, Tom Tombadil, of Wide Tom's Bean House. Come on down and try our never-ending bucket of beans. Only $14.99. I've got beans coming out the wazoo. We got bean salad, pork and beans, 3-bean casserole, jelly beans. But if beans aren't your fancy, we've got a full burger bar. Help yourself. Just $14.95 plus tax. Wide Tom's Bean House has a big old burger bar just for you. In addition to the burger bar, we also have a full liquor bar, as well as sports playing on every TV. Call toll-free at 888-WIDE-TOM to book your reservation at a restaurant near you today.